Hey guys, it's Mark Rodriguez. You're watching, I guess, Mark at the Movies, because Paige was busy working, and Johnny's doing his own thing. Of course, eventually he'll also be watching Man of Steel, so whenever he does, I'm going to add the link down there if you want to see what Johnny thinks of the Man of Steel. But yeah, I went with some co-workers, JP and his wife, because JP's like a hardcore gaming fan, comic book fan, a comic book movie fan, so I mean, I can't think of anyone better to go watch the movie with. And, well, this movie is very, very different. I mean, it's just not the way you would expect a Superman movie to be. They really take it from a whole different angle. The main thing, in general, is that we learn so much about Krypton as opposed to just, yeah, that planet blew up and that's where he came from. No, we get to see a lot more of the, like, the story about it, like how their government, their rule works, like how, I guess in this weird world, it's kind of like Matrix-y, where all babies are put in pods and stuff, and they're each born for a specific purpose. And Superman is like one of the first naturally born babies that's not pre-programmed, and all this weird stuff that you just never know about in other movies and things like that. And we also learn more about Jor-El, Superman's father, and stuff like that. And of course, when Superman goes to Earth as a baby and he grows up as Clark Kent, we get to see a lot of his struggling with his powers, of being, like, having all these powers, not knowing what they mean, why does he have them, and how to deal with them, and how to hide that from humanity that's not prepared for someone that's super strong. And of course, well, you've seen it in the trailers, most of that's during the flashbacks. I was surprised and kind of glad that the movie didn't actually go deep into them. It was like flashbacky here and there, and it was pretty well done to kind of keep the movie going forward, you know. But anyways, the main plot here, of course, lies with the evil villain General Zod and all of his soldiers. They were locked away in the Phantom Zone, but the thing is that when Krypton exploded, they were set free, and they were like basically flying around the universe for all this time. And now they finally found out that one of the other Kryptonians, Superman, is on Earth, so he's going to go over there and get them and everything. But not only that, apparently in this version, Kryptonians go to other worlds and adapt to them and stuff. So now they want to basically terraform Earth and turn it into a new version of Krypton, which will basically wipe out all humanity, and of course Superman has to do something about that. So anyway, there's a lot of things that I can talk about. This could be like a real long video. I really want to don't make it too long, not to ramble too much, but it's just so awesome the way the movie's put together. Superman basically lives in seclusion. He does help people out and do like superhuman feats while trying not to like get under the radar, but like Lois Lane eventually finds like links and clues and stories and legends and try to tie them up, going back far enough until she could finally find someone that did know about Clark Kent doing weird stuff as a kid. And it's just so awesome that way. And well, let me talk about the characters first. Yeah, the person who plays Superman, Clark Kent, whatever, he did a very good job. You really see him struggle. You really see him trying to understand who he is and what he is. And then, of course, the shocker when he eventually does find out that he's not even from this planet in the first place, and that he can actually fly. I mean, the first time when he flew and he actually embraced his powers like openly, that was just awesome. And Lois Lane is cool too. She's a bit more I guess, I mean, she's a news reporter, but she's not the typical TV news reporter. She's like the ones that actually go out in the field. I mean, she's the kind of one that would probably go to Afghanistan and report live as the shootings are taking place. So she actually goes around investigating all these weird happenings, and then, of course, everything involving Superman and the weird alien spacecraft that are orbiting our planet. So she does all that. That's pretty cool. And then, of course, General Zod is totally awesome. He's just incredibly awesome. He really played a good role. I mean, even JP said that he would make the movie. If he did a bad role, it would mess up the whole movie. He really did a good thing. I really like the final scene that really reveals, I mean, well, he doesn't really see himself as evil. He just sees himself as doing what's good for the planet. He wants to bring back the Kryptonians and bring back like the race and everything, because he knows the planet blew up. There aren't that many left. And the thing is, like, he's willing to do whatever the hell it takes, no matter how many people have to die to do it. And it's like the whole, the greater good thing. So it's kind of interesting seeing from that perspective and everything. And one thing, of course, the big thing that I really want to cover before I forget or anything is that this movie is damn action-packed, okay? Like maybe the last hour, it was just raw, intense action. And that's what we needed to see in the Superman movie, okay? With all the other movies that to showcase, you know, well, I mean, we know he's strong, okay? We know he can pick up like a giant fucking gasoline truck or something, like nothing, okay? We know he can fly through space, and he's super fast, and bullets bounce off him. We know all that junk already. We need to see him actually throw down, you know? And I know the older Christopher Reeve movies, of course, they did have some good scenes, him fighting like General Zod in those movies and stuff like that. But you know, we needed one that's more updated with today's special effects and everything. I mean, all these scenes where the Kryptonian woman, Faora, was zipping back and forth and you know, dodging bullets and throwing things around and destroying IHOPs and stuff. I mean, we needed to see that in a modern movie. And that's one of the biggest things that Superman Returns really failed on, okay? All we saw was Superman catch a bullet in the eye and stuff, and him pick up a giant continent and throw it. And yeah, that's cool, you know? But we need to see him fight and throw down, because all these people, most non-comic book fans think that Superman really is super invincible. I know he is not. I mean, yes, okay, he is, you know, unstoppable. But the thing is, you have to realize that there are characters out there like General Zod, like Metallo, like Bizarro, and Brainiac, and all those that can actually beat the damn crap out of Superman. So we really need to see that. In this movie, they really pulled it off. The fight scene, I mean, the whole fucking city was basically destroyed as they're fighting it out, like flying and punching and you know, the heat vision. And I like the fact how the Kryptonians didn't know that much about how our sun affects them and gives them power. So I like seeing them kind of jump around and stuff, trying to adapt to their powers, and how General Zod was also trying to adapt to his brand new powers. He can now shoot heat vision and stuff like that. I mean, it was awesome. And the whole final fight, I mean, I don't think it's too much to spoil that Superman, of course, is going to stop the bad guy's plans. I mean, yeah, it's a hero, right? But that final scene where General Zod basically lost everything, and everything he wanted to do was taken away, and the only thing left was just fucking, like, payback. I mean, that fight was I mean, it was just so intense. It just made the whole movie, it's what a movie's about. Because Superman is good and you know, righteous and all that, but he's also a superhero. What do superheroes do? They fight super villains. And they fight in such epic ways that I mean, this is what we needed to see. And honestly, some of the action I'm even seeing, I mean, we got people that fly super fast, they're speed over the place, you know, all the CGI with throwing people across buildings like they're made out of paper and fighting and everything. I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck wasn't the Dragon Ball Z movie made like this? It's basically the same thing. It's basically Saiyans coming to Earth looking for Goku to help them conquer. Oh, he won't help them? Let's blow him up. I mean, that's the exact same thing. I'm surprised they didn't do that, but that's how a Dragon Ball movie could have been made. But yeah, this movie, it's just awesome. It's just epic. There's all these little things here and there that you can look. I mean, there's even a scene where a random gasoline truck had the LexCorp logo on it, and me and JP were basically, you know, nerding out about that. And I mean, wow. And then I guess that's all I can say, guys. It's an awesome movie. It's real cool. It's very, very different from anything you've ever seen before of how Superman's been brought up. In fact, I don't want to spoil too much, but I mean, basically, the way Superman announced himself to the world is just in a way that you would never have thought of before. You know, it's just so different. The way people first saw him for the first time, you know, with the cape and everything, it's just, I mean, they really did a very, very different take to it. It's just a whole different take, and I really hope that they don't mess up, that they make a sequel. This is, you know, with Christopher Nolan's input, and of course we did just see the Bat trilogy. I want to see a Superman trilogy. Don't end it here, guys. Make a sequel. Keep it going. It's just so awesome. And I don't know if people are complaining. I don't know what else you wanted to see. I don't know what you were expecting or whatever. But this movie, it did everything. It did everything right, the way a movie should be. With Krypton backstory, with Superman struggling with himself, knowing that he's not that perfect because being human, you know, it's hard and all that. And then like the action that was sorely missing from a Superman Returns. You know, that's all that we needed. All in one awesome package, just squished in there the way it should have been made when they try to do the Superman Returns movie. I know I keep bringing that back, but because I do realize that the Christopher Reeves movie did have some action and stuff, but you know, they were kind of old movies. We do need a more modern movie with today's special effects, and this movie just so fucking totally nailed it, man. It just nailed it. It's just, I mean, we need to see that. You know, we've seen how Nolan did a good movie with Batman and stuff, but we need to see it like on the superhuman level. and that was just awesome. So that's all I can say. The last thing I can say is that Christopher Meloni was in the movie too, and I mean, I know he was supposed to be like a colonel or something in the movie, but I just couldn't unsee him as the Law and Order guy. I mean, that was just one of the funniest things. It just kind of knocked me back when I saw him in the movie. Hey, that's a dude from Law and Order, you know. And then him trying to shoot the Kryptonians down, it makes me think like, well, in my show the bullets worked, and what's going on here? That was kind of funny. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's what my thoughts on the movie. It's pretty cool, and like I said, whenever Johnny does his version, I'll be sure to put the link down there. It was just so awesome. I recommend just watch it. I can't say anything. Just watch it. I don't care, even if you're not a Superman fan, just watch it. It's just that good. It's just that good. So anyways, guys, that's the end of this episode. This is Mark by myself at the movies, and I'll see you at the movies.